What happens if you get... Wait, can you get a gun down to 0 durability? Maybe that should be my next video. What happens if you get a gun down to 0 durability? I'm kind of down. I kind of want to try that. So a while back, Tarkov added durability to guns. To be fair, guns always had durability, but it never meant anything until now. The way it works now is that the lower durability your gun is, the higher chance of a gun jam. Gun jam happens, you have to hit a keybind, clear the chamber, yada yada, and you're good to fire again. Well, in my infinite wisdom, I recently decided that I wanted to get a gun down to 0 durability and see what happens. How much would it jam? Would it even work at all? These are the questions that were staring me in the eyes, burning straight through my soul. As a student of science, I knew it had to be me. Even if someone had already done this, which they probably have, I didn't care. So like most great epic adventures begin, I started out by skipping over half the work and purchasing an AK-74N that was somehow down to 45 durability. This was really good for me because I'm lazy, and this meant that I could get down to the bottom of this faster. I knew what I had to do next would not be easy, but it would be a lot of fun. I brought several 60-round mags and decided to head out to nighttime Shoreline to fire them all off and burn the durability. I chose Shoreline because I figured we might as well make some money to fund this experiment, because who knows how much this is going to cost me in the end. I brought my secretary Geeksay with me as well, for protection. So we set off for the safest place I could think to fire 300 plus rounds, the resort, down under west where the pool is. So I started letting them rip. So many bullets were flying off that I began to get hypnotized by the beauty of the tracer rounds. A few times I thought I was accidentally going to nail myself in the head with a ricochet, but unfortunately that never happened. Now I've heard in real life AKs are quite reliable. Still shoots even if it's got sand down the barrel. Don't know how true that is, but it seems Tarkov AKs were modeled with that statement in mind. Because starting at 45 durability and firing off 360 consecutive rounds, the gun didn't jam once. Maybe I need to play the lottery, or maybe I just need to use more AKs. I was able to get the gun down from 45 durability to 29 in just one raid. Turns out you don't have to work very hard to achieve results. If only someone had told me that before I started working retail. We came back for round 2, and this time I meant business, so I brought more mags. 2 more mags, 480 rounds. Old Faithful still held up for a while before she started jamming more frequently. I was quite impressed with her fortitude, but once we started nearing 10 durability, the gun started to jam more and more. After all the mags were dumped, we were down to a mere 7 durability, and my gun got a cool new status symbol on it. Little did I know that little symbol would eventually be my downfall, but we'll get to that. Round 3, more mags, more bullets. It was time to break into the 4th dimension and zero this thing out. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was ready for it. 9 jams later, we hit it. The fated 0 durability. I had to look around me in real life to make sure there wasn't some FBI squad busting down my front door to come take me away to Area 51. What ended up happening was slightly less exciting than that. At 0 durability, the AK just jams more. But boy was she a jammin'. A 60 rounder would jam 4 to 5 times before I could dump the whole mag off. I don't really know what I expected to happen. If the gun was gonna blow up, fall apart, if Nikita was gonna pop his head out of the barrel Looney Tunes style and tell me, "Congratulations, you did it." Basically, it just jammed more. Which of course makes this a horrible weapon for actual combat, as I did find out shortly after the test when someone pushed me down the hall and I couldn't do anything because my gun kept jamming. It's a good thing I had my Squire Geeksay with me though, or things could have gotten pretty bad. Like most stories where a scientist takes his work too far and creates a great evil, I had inadvertently created a new T-virus. That little repair symbol that had popped up on my gun started appearing all over my clothes and armor. It would shift around and be on different pieces of gear every time I looked. This persisted for several raids with seemingly no rhyme or reason as to why. It's like BSG never expected anyone to get a gun down to 0 and they hadn't properly prepared the code for this. It was running wild. I even tried to infect my assistant Geeksay by letting him hold on to the gun for a little bit, but in the end it was only Arthur, who actually pulled the sword from the stone, who could reap the benefits. I was the only one who could and was infected with this strange new disease. In the end, and I can't believe I even have to say this, 0 durability guns are not good. They're not good for combat, they're not good for surviving, or winning, or anything. All they do is infect you with a strange disease that you have to restart your game to get rid of. Besides that, they're just for memes. I eventually lost the gun in a resort battle where the young lad came up behind me and absolutely clapped my cheeks into oblivion. He was really cool though, and came into my chat afterwards to talk to me. It turns out that he didn't take my gun, nor did he notice that it had 0 durability. And I'm happy to report that I actually did get it back the next day in insurance, and it's sitting right here in my inventory. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's there. And that's about it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more Tarkov content, then subscribe to the channel. If you guys like what I'm doing and want to go the extra mile to support the YouTube content, I do have a Patreon page. There you can get early access to the content on both of my YouTube channels. On that note, shout out to the VIP patrons Nick RSA, Dr. Johan, Calabag, and Hughes6767. Thank you guys for the support. Anyways, that's enough rambling for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.